Welcome. Welcome, all of you. I welcome you at the awarding ceremony and to the inauguration of the 19th International Architecture Exhibition curated by Carlo Ratti. I invite here on stage the president of La Biennale di Venezia, Pietrangelo Buttafuoco, and the curator, Carlo Ratti. We are streaming live from Sala delle Colonne of Giustinian, the headquarters of La Biennale di Venezia in San Marco. I welcome you here in the room, all those who are following us on the screens. Many journalists who have already gone back, who haven't yet arrived here, and I give you some figures about the press here. The accredited journalists, 2,300 journalists, 1,300 of which are foreign press. I am Cristiana Costanzo. I'm in charge of the press office for visual arts architecture in La Biennale di Venezia. Before passing the floor to the curator, Carlo Ratti, allow me to read out a message sent by the president of the Veneto region, Luca Zaia. The international exhibition, reaching its 19th edition, has become a real reference for architecture. Innovation is intertwined with culture and tradition, and it creates proposals that not only define our urban landscape, but they also guide our vision for the future. It is an honor for the city of Venice and for the Veneto region to host this event, being aware that each project that receives an award, each project being exhibited, is testimony to the capacity of architecture to transform spaces and the lives of the people. I want to congratulate the awarded. Their commitment and their creativity are a source of imagination and a stimulus for our development. The works we have seen embody the courage to reinvent the borders of what is possible, strengthening our innovative spirit and the desire to build environments and spaces that can respond to the challenges of the future. I will now invite the curator, Carlo Ratti, to welcome you all. Good morning, all of you.
You all here enjoy the Biennale over this weekend, opening weekend. Cristiana, I think do we have connected Donna Haraway? Yeah, sure, but she's already connected. So should I start, here for the Golden Lion Award ceremony? So as you all know, I'll start with two Golden Lions that have been already announced. That's the one to Donna Haraway and the one to Italo Rota. So I read the motivation for Donna Haraway. Perfect. Donna Haraway, just to tell you, Donna Haraway is not with us today. She's connected. It's very early in the morning in Los Angeles. But actually, she will be with us exactly at the end. Donna, welcome. A big applause for Donna. Donna, it's great to have you with us. And I was just telling, I don't know if you heard it, because usually sometimes Zoom actually cancels out the applause. But it was really an amazing applause from everybody here. There's a full room. And I was saying that actually Donna will be with us exactly at the end of the Biennale in November. On the 23rd of November, she will join us here, and then we'll have another moment in person with you. And thank you very much for connecting so early in the morning.
It's up to you.
It's my turn?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's your turn.
Okay, so I would like, first of all, to thank Carlo Ratti and the award committee and the staff of the 19th Architecture Exhibition of the Venice Biennale. It's such an honor to receive this really unexpected and treasured award. Embracing every kind of meaningful material, architecture and architects have nourished me with built imaginative design, providing habitats for the mortal denizens of Earth. I never expected architects to notice my work, but we have indeed noticed each other over the last years, and we now form something of a multi-species holobiome for earthly survival. Carlo and Christiana mailed me the shimmering golden-winged lion last month, and this being's liquid metallic presence at once affirms the solid fluidity of all things and also simply the beauty of living with companions, animate and inanimate. She joins my dogs, my hens, and my human friends and oddkin in peppering my days with questions that I care about. She is vigilant, prowling on my desk, purring an Italian script on a plaque, luxuriating in her red satin habitat, which I have to say reminds me a little bit of a bordello, ready to spring on fascists wherever they are hiding. She is finding a lot of such prey these days, and she dispatches them with sharp, skilled claws. She is also a true cat, a being unto herself who seeks and finds life's pleasures. She not only guards city gates, she also flies. Intelligens is a word that bubbles with the meanings of the power of discerning, understanding, perceiving, picking out the essential aspects of a thing within the interstices of living and dying. I know that to isolate gens in the word intelligens gives a false etymology. But still, I hear echoes of the gens, the people, the community, and its generations. That resonance makes me hear collective becoming with and for each other in the embrace of the natural and the artificial in a fluid motion, braiding and dancing for earthly survival, for still possible flourishing. For a long time, I've not been able to say, write, or think nature and culture apart. The binary is a tool that has done great damage to our home world. And so I say nature cultures, one word. In this spirit, the natural and the artificial and collective work and play in the Biennale's Intelligens belong together. They neither cancel each other out nor dissolve into any kind of transcendent one. In the practice of powerful collectives of thinkers, artists, writers, actors, builders, caretakers, generators, all those architects of needed worlds, the natural and the artificial are the food of discerning cats of many species. These natural cultural felines prowl to rid the world of death-dealing wars of ecocide and genocide that are raging in so many places. Full of fruitful contradictions, winged cats know how to subvert binaries. In solidarity with the luminescent winged golden cat poised on my desk, Intelligens, natural, cultural collective, repudiates human exceptionalism in favor of hopes for truly human and more than human companionship and collaboration to protect the drowning cities and burning habitats of Earth from the putrid floods and desiccating fires that now rage in this place-time we call Anthropocene. I will close my acknowledgement and thanks for my new liquid mercury winged cat guardian with the slogans that give me heart. Collectively, in spite of more than 8.5 billion human beings now alive, we live in resurgent times of racist, nationalist pronatalism, misogyny, and sadistic anti-immigration. I shout, make kin, not babies. Collectively, we witness the digital systems and artificial intelligences that we need to sustain us, turn to power ever deadlier wars and ever more fantastic plans to escape our ruined homeworld for off-planet colonization by billionaires. I shout, cyborgs for earthly survival. Collectively, humans and more than humans cling to survival on the thin ledges of displacement, extermination, and extinction that are chiseled from habitat destruction and extractionist greed. With our friends and odd kin, we shout, stay with the trouble. Perhaps most loudly, however, informed by intelligences and techniques from Schützen dog trainers, we shout together, run fast, bite hard. The cats and the dogs agree. The fascists flee. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Donna. And now Carlo Ratti legge le motivazioni.
Donna,
Carlo Ratti will read the motivation.
if you heard it via Zoom, but it was a giant applause from the room. And we look forward to continuing this conversation when you're coming here in November. The other thing I'm very happy about is that we can see the golden lion there. We were very concerned about custom and what would happen in the United States, entering the United States, so it made it to your home. So I'm now going to read the motivations, the reasons for the decision to award the Golden Lion for Lifetime Achievement to Donna Haraway. Donna Haraway is one of the most influential voices in contemporary thought, straddling the social sciences, anthropology, feminist criticism, and the philosophy of technology. Over the past 4 decades, she has explored issues such as the impact of technological evolution on our biological nature, we just heard it, and the way in which environmental context redefines the boundaries between human and non-human. I'm adding here, Donna, I couldn't think of anybody who could better represent what this Biennale is trying to do, and you will all see it in the Arsenale and also in Venice as a living lab, again, trying to bridge and go beyond the Anthropocene. You create a new definition beyond the Anthropocene to emphasize the urgency of the coexistence and symbiosis with other species. From whichever route one approaches the convergence of multiple forms of intelligence in shaping our future, the legacy of you, Donna, will appear. Your work, radically critical, but at the same time optimistic and imaginative, is distinguished by the commitment to create alternative worlds, to constructive, positive visions. One thing in the Biennale this year is architecture is optimism. Or like the great Karl Popper say, optimism is a duty because it's about what is not there yet, what we need to build together. And then in your positive vision, the difficulties of the present can be overcome or mitigated through the making of new myths and the cultivation, as you just said, of new kin. Your contribution to the way we understand science, technology, race, gender, geography, and the environmental history of humanity have left indelible marks on the study of each and their precedent to the notion that natural, artificial, and collective intelligence act together, as we're discussing here. As designers grapple with the rapidly transforming present, in which nature, technology, and society all present symptoms of divergence from the world as we know it, your work, your theories empower us. And your observation are a guide to what we are discussing here in Venice this year. So with gratitude, Donna, we are delighted to give you the Golden Lion for Lifetime Achievement. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Leone d'oro.
Golden Lion for Lifetime Achievement ad memoriam to Italo Rota. Carlo Ratti will read the motivations.
I'm going to read it in Italian. And it's great to see here Margherita and other representatives from Italo's family. Italo Rota è stato un precursore. La sua visione era quella di un mondo in cui tutto diventava come un'unica entità vivente. Nella sua vita ha attraversato il secondo Novecento e il primo quarto del nuovo secolo, direi volando al di sopra degli stili e affermandosi come una delle figure più originali dell'architettura italiana ed europea. Si era formato con maestri come Albini, Gregotti, Aulenti, e da lì ha coltivato un eclettismo unico e una rara capacità di unire poesia e lucidità analitica. Aveva una cultura sconfinata, è quella che vediamo nella sua magnifica Wunderkammer a Milano, la casa che ormai è diventata una casa museo, appena nominata monumento nazionale, appena vincolata dalla sovrintendenza appunto come monumento nazionale. Ed è stato un maestro generoso. Con lui abbiamo lavorato insieme negli ultimi anni su tanti progetti, ma prima ancora lui aveva creato alcuni dei luoghi più importanti, iconici della cultura europea negli ultimi decenni, dal Museo d'Orsay di Parigi al Museo del Novecento a Milano. Il suo lascito culturale, ben espresso dal titolo della sua ultima monografia, uscita proprio l'anno scorso, era "Solo diventare natura ci salverà". E per questo motivo, anche lui è al centro di quello che racconta questa Biennale. E poi due parole, questa è la motivazione ufficiale, ma due parole mie invece su Italo, perché l'avventura della Biennale, di questa Biennale 2025, era nata insieme a Italo alla fine del 2023 e poi si è interrotta con la sua scomparsa poco più di un anno fa, il 6 di aprile del 2024. E per questo sono molto contento che il Consiglio di amministrazione della Biennale abbia deciso di accogliere la consegna delle oro a Italo, e così come appunto dicevo anche la decisione del Ministero della Cultura di apporre un vincolo a tutta la sua opera e alla sua collezione. E quindi per me questo leone è in qualche modo una continuità, così come è stata una continuità quello che ha fatto Margherita Palli al centro dell'Arsenale, e lo vedrete nella Material Bank, insieme al Politecnico di Milano, continuando idealmente quello che avevamo iniziato con Italo. E quindi leone d'oro postumo alla carriera a Italo Rota.
Ogni cimabue ha il suo giotto.
Each Cimabue has his giotto, his master, has his pupil, his student. The Golden Lion in memoriam, ad memoriam for Italo Rota is awarded to his pupil, to his student.
Proseguiamo con la
Let us continue with the official awards decided by the international jury of this International Architecture Exhibition, and invite here on stage the members of the jury. First of all, the president of the jury, Hans Ulrich Obrist, curator, a critic, a historian of art, artistic director of the London Serpentine. Paola Antonelli, Senior Curator of the Department of Architecture and Design and Director and Founder of the Research and Development Sector of the New York MoMA Museum. Mpho Matsipa, an architect, a professor, and a curator. The jury has decided to award 2 special mentions to the participants in the international exhibition Intelligens, Natural Artificial Collective. One of the special mention goes to the project Alternative Urbanism, the Self-Organized Markets of Lagos, and I invite here on stage Tosin Oshinowo. Our member of the jury, Paola Antonelli, will read the motivation. Siamo felici di dare questa menzione speciale a Tosin Oshinowo al suo progetto Alternative Urbanism, the Self-Organized Markets of Lagos, che offre uno sguardo sui mercati di trattamento dei rifiuti dell'economia industrializzata. La documentazione e il video rappresentano un'iniziativa che può incoraggiare ulteriore ricerca e la produzione di conoscenza dei mercati in Africa e sull'importanza di questi come prototipi di innovazione per il futuro. Questi mercati sono elementi chiave di un ecosistema resiliente che merita un'attenzione per la sua capacità di adattamento e circolarità. Tosin, congratulazioni.
I have a few things to say. This really has been an overwhelming journey. It's been a journey of defiance and grace. I'd like to thank my team, Oshinowo Studio, who have worked with me on the research, in particular, Abdul Yusuf, Anna Verdi, Fawazat Bajume, Bashir Karim, Chiagoze Ohaleta, Chidi Davis, and Esan Sheon. I would like to thank the photographers for whom I will continue to work with on this research project. Andrew Esiebo, Amanda Iheme, Olamrewaju Ali, and Nengi Nelson. I would like to thank the team that produced the film, Mothebo Monendge, Timothy Benson, Emmanuel Bassi, Ido Aremu, and especially the film director and very good friend, Kachi Benson. Institutionally, I would like to thank the Nigerian Ministry of Arts, Culture, Tourism, and the Creative Economy for the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Office of the Special Advisor for EGIS and Urban Development in Lagos State, and the Loeb Fellowship at the Graduate School of Design. I would like to thank the market associations, Katangoa, Ladipo, and Computer Village for their audience, generosity of time, and granting us access to their world. I would like to thank Sarah Whiting, the Dean of the Graduate School of Design, John Peterson, the Curator of the Loeb Fellowship, Leslie Loco, Beatrice Gailey, the Lagos Biennale, the Sharjah Architecture Biennale, and Ho Al-Qasim for supporting the molding of this narrative. I would like to thank Claire Gorman, the Principal Assistant to the Curator, because she's so amazing. I would like to thank my financial supporters, Kavita Chelaram, Co-Gallery, AG Leventis Foundation, Tafeta, CAP PLC Nigeria, Sensilo Lagos, Iron Capital, Yvonne Fasharoon, Lekon Akinyomi, Ani Adenubi, with whom this project would not be possible, without whom this wouldn't be possible. Colorati, thank you for setting the path for this journey. Thank you to the jury, Hans, Paola, and Mpho for selecting this work. Thank you, La Biennale, for this platform and award. It means so much. I want to especially thank Remco House. In 2001, as a young architecture student, I came across his Harvard Cities projects covering Lagos. This was the first time I'd seen my city viewed from this lens, and I remained spellbound. In the lead up to this exhibition, we have had many conversations concerning the work, and I am deeply honored to have his essay contribution for the project. He sowed a seed that will continue to reap fruit, changing our perspectives of how we think and design our cities for the future. And I would like to end with a quote from a Canadian author, Ronald Wright, which ties back to Carlo's theme for the 19th edition of the Biennale, Intelligens, Natural, Artificial, and Collective. If civilization is to survive, it must live off the interests and not the capital of nature. This award is for the Global South. Thank you so much.
Paola Antonelli consegna il premio.
Paola Antonelli gives the award.
L'altra menzione speciale.
The second special mention goes to the Holy See. I invite on stage Monsignor Paul Tai of the Department of Education and Culture of the Holy See, Giovanna Zabotti, Tatiana Bilbao, Puljaner, the exhibitor. Paola Antonelli will read. È un bel movimento per dare un premio alla Santa Sede. La giuria spera che sia una dichiarazione di intenti per il nuovo Papa e per quello che farà per il mondo, con il titolo che fa pensare a un libro amato di Umberto Eco del 62, Opera aperta.
Participate in the production of meaning. Opera Aperta is a construction site, and its special mention is meant to recognize the creation of a space for exchange, negotiation, and restoration. Opera Aperta will revitalize an existing church with repair occurring at different levels involving a big range of skills and labor and training, starting from cabinet makers teaching people how to do their work to the students of the conservatory nearby training their piano. As the team calls it, this is a living practice of collective care, and it will continue in the future. Opera Aperta creates space for cultural exchange. So congratulations to the wonderful team.
Consegna il premio. Paola
And I
Antonelli.
give the award to Monsignor Tighe. Congratulations.
I'm extremely pleased to be here to acknowledge this recognition, which is really hugely appreciated. I'm speaking here on behalf of my Cardinal Tolentino de Mendonça, who inspired this whole project and who, as you can imagine, has been busy for the last few days. And I think his absence is understandable. But this is a project that in many ways began with the blessing of Pope Francis and now has become part of his legacy. It's a legacy for Pope Francis that wanted to think about how we think about and care for our world, which isn't just our world, it's our common home. It's a home we share together. To change, to make things better, we have to change. It has to begin with a rediscovery of a sense of the unity of our family. We are brothers and sisters all. And for Pope Francis, the change begins with this recognition of our common origins, recovery of a sense of our mutual belonging, and then reaching together to build a shared future, but a shared future that is truly inclusive, that thinks about those who are marginalized by poverty, by migration, and who become particularly vulnerable in our world of today. So this is something we want to do, but not on our own. Together with you, really pleased to be here with architects who have the imagination to build bridges, to create spaces, to reimagine environments where people can come together and bring their strengths together. Thank you so much. Thank you for the... Thank you to the Biennale, because this is a very local, grounded, earthed project that with your help can become something that will speak to our world, to a global world. And then these are the true people we need to recognize, a brilliantly talented team of people who are also fun to work with. And thank them and thank all of you.
We weren't expecting this, so thank you so much to the Biennale, to the curator Carlo Ratti, and the jury, Paola, Mpho, and Hans. Thank you so much. I'm going to read something on behalf of the team, Giovanna Sabotti, Tatiana Bilbao, Mayo, and all the, Anna Punjaner from Mayo, and all the team. So, yeah, sometimes the most unlikely alliances are the ones that make things possible. This project came to life thanks to a diverse constellation of people, even a weird combination of people, many of whom had never worked before, and we might never work again. A shared urgency brought us into alignment. The scale and ambition of the project defies singular authorship. No single voice can carry it alone. The project can be easily understood, embraced and appropriated, yet it resists being held too tightly. This architecture is kept together by trust, is shaped through difference. For us, the restoration and repair of these fragile ties between communities, ecosystems, institutions, ecologies, buildings, are not nostalgic gestures, but radical interventions. The aim is not to cover the cracks, but to tend to them as places where new possibilities or new intelligences can emerge with the courage and purpose needed in these uncertain times. Thank you.
Buongiorno a tutti, scusate la...
Good morning, everybody. I apologize for my voice, which is the result of the work of these days. I want to thank La Biennale for this award that is a great honor for all of us, and the Holy See that has put together this extraordinary group with Marina, Tatiana, Anna, Justamadio. We have worked without knowing each other, with different languages, coming from different parts of the world, and finding ourselves in Venice after a large number of Zoom and Meet meetings, and we are already a real family. And this is a small miracle. La Biennale and the Holy See were able to organize. I think La Biennale and my city, Venice, have an incredible power to create bridges, to put people together at a time when we really need this. The special edition of the International Architecture Exhibition has focused on architecture, on the efforts architecture should do in order to save the environment, but also to put people together in order to reach peace. We will not manage to thank everybody. I want to thank the jury, who spent a lot of time with us and managed to see beyond what we were doing. They immediately understood the value of this project. There are many people who have worked with us. We are just the first, because this work is entitled Opera Aperta, Open Works. Cardinal Tolentino put us together. He is a real poet with a unique vision. He decided to run the risk of working with all these women together. And it was clear what he wanted to do: education, educating us to working together for something that is more important, that goes beyond the individuality. We really hope we will be useful to many other persons. I have to apologize. I skipped a special mention because there are two special mentions attributed by the jury to projects that participate in the international exhibitions, and there are instead two mentions for participating countries. So allow me to go back to the second special mention for a project participating in the international exhibition goes to Elephant Chapel. I invite here on stage Bunsen Premtada. Mpho Matsipa will read the motivation, who is an expert in architecture, an educator and a curator who comes from South Africa. She's an associate professor at the Bartlett School of Architecture, co-director of the program Special Justice at the University College of London.
Immense pleasure to present the special mention to Bunsen Premtada. Premtada's practice built an open-air sanctuary called Elephant World in a province of Thailand, where humans harmoniously coexist with elephants for centuries. The project celebrates the alliance and preserves its context and condition. Elephant Chapel, which is the title of the project, shows us also how to build durable brick structures using biomaterial. Bunsen Premtada's architecture practice uses elephant dung in order to build an open-air sanctuary, and also to be in communion with the environment, which is so much in line with so much of what Donna Haraway advocates for. So congratulations, Bunsen.
Say some words?
Going to Venice, it's very far from my home. I have to wait and spend a time for 15 years to go to Venice. Thank you so much for our curator, Carlo. Thank you so much for La Biennale, and thank you so much for the jury. This is very important for the moment, and I believe that in the term of an intelligence, it's not only here, but we will go to everywhere in the world, in the sea, in the mountain, in the forest, in the slum, everywhere. This is, and every place it can be intelligent. Thank you so much.
Menzione speciale alla Gran Bretagna. Chiamo sul palco Sevra Davis.
Special mention goes to Great Britain. I invite Sefra Davis, Catherine Mpho, Stella Mutegi, and Sandra Anziocchi. Sefra Davis is the commissioner. Catherine Mpho is the curator, together with Stella Mutegi, and Sandra Anziocchi is a part of the project team. Mpho will read the motivation. Il padiglione Regno Unito e i giardini rivela come l'architettura definita dall'estrazione che genera disuguaglianze e degrado ambientale. Il padiglione ha prodotto in collaborazione col Kenya un dialogo in riparazione per un nuovo mondo e parla di una nuova geologia. La giuria segnala il programma come un'iniziativa significativa di scambio di conoscenze tra i paesi. La Venice Fellowship, avviata dal British Council, è un'iniziativa importante per scambio di conoscenze tra la Gran Bretagna, Venezia e il sud del mondo. Grazie alla Gran Bretagna e congratulazioni.
Thank you so much. I'm Sevra Davis, Commissioner of the British Pavilion. My thanks to Carlo Ratti, President Buttafuoco, and the jury. We're so honored to receive this special mention. The British Pavilion 2025 began with the idea that it should be a collaboration between the UK and Kenya, and that the exhibition and the ideas explored within it should all stem from that. And I was hopeful that the exhibition wouldn't shy away from really difficult conversations, including those around colonialism, but also showcase optimism, hope, and joy. And Geology of Britannic Repair is the result of that. I want to thank my amazing curatorial team, Sandra Nzioki, Catherine Yusuf, Stella Mutegi, and Kabage Karanja and Owen Hopkins, who can't be here, as well as all the collaborators who contribute to the exhibition. My thanks also to the British Council project team and to M+B Studio and everyone who helped to make this a reality. I'm going to hand over to Stella now.
Thank you so much. I'm going to start with a message. I'll read a message from Kabage, who couldn't be here. This message is from Kabage Karanja, who begins by saying Asante, which is thank you in Swahili. And thanks be to God for all the curators, our families, and participants. He wants to dedicate this award to all past and present colonized people of the world, from Kenya to Palestine. Apartheid and subjugation must end. GBR, the Geology of Britannic Repair, is a call to repair the earth with the earth that must be enacted and not just exhibited. And then I'll read the other one just on behalf of all of us as curators. It is such a great honor for us that GBR, Great Geology of Britannic Repair, the title of our exhibition, has been recognized by the jury. We hope that this recognition also inspires dialogue and collaboration, not just for Kenya and the UK, but also between countries that have difficult and unbalanced histories. We should not underestimate what architecture as a practice can do and does in bridging the past and the future. We hope it will continue to challenge and inspire those who visit the pavilion over the coming months, most especially the biggest visitors of the Biennale, the young children, who are the next generation. And honestly, I cannot end this without thanking the British Council, Sevra Davis, and the entire team for enabling us to speak through the GBR, for Owen Hopkins, Kabage Karanja, Catherine Yusuf, and Sandra Nzioki, 18 months, and here we are on stage. Thank you so much.
Siamo arrivati alla consegna.
And now we award the lions. I invite on stage Giorgia Pea, who is the president of the Culture Commission of the Venice City Council. She also takes care of theater and cinema activities. The Silver Lion for promising participation of the international exhibition Intelligens goes to Calculating Empires, a genealogy of technology and power since 1500. Participants, Kate Crawford and Vladan Joler, I invite them here on stage. I invite the president of the jury, Hans Ulrich Obrist, to read the motivation for this lion. The motivation first.
Kate Crawford and Vladan Joler. The importance of Kate Crawford and Vladan Joler's Calculating Empires, a genealogy of technology and power since 1500, is to make visible the invisible, both in space and in time. This large-scale visual manifesto shows the digital and social infrastructures co-evolving over many centuries. Now more than ever, understanding the entanglements of power and technology, colonialism, militarization, automation, and enclosure. It offers a rich history of technology today. This extraordinary diagram is a device to better understand our present and build alternative futures. Please give a very, very big round of applause for Kate and Vladan.
Well, to say that this is a surprise and an overwhelming honor would be a massive understatement, I think, for both of us. To echo Donna Haraway, we may not be architects, but we see the architecture community as our deep kin. And I just feel so much gratitude right now for this, the many people who have supported us through making such an epic project happen, but above all to my long-term collaborator, Vladan Joler. Thank you to my dear. But of course, with any project of this scale, it's the result of the intelligence of a much, much larger collective than us. In particular, we want to thank our supporting financial partner, the Powerhouse Museum in Sydney, who funded our Venice installation, and also for the support of the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation for the years of research, for the Knowing Machines team, who were part of this, and of course to Fondazione Prada, where we first premiered this work. I also want to thank Carlo Ratti and this extraordinary jury who have individually and collectively inspired me for many years. And I also want to thank my family, Jason and Ellie, there you are, for putting up with me over 5 years of work and for making me many, many cups of tea. Thank you. So while this is an extraordinary moment of celebration, we are also in a year of global crisis. Power is being centralized. AI systems are increasingly invasive and unregulated. And frankly, our democracies are facing a serious threat. So I live in the United States and Vladan lives in Serbia. We're both, I think, emotional at this time with all of the things that, that our most beloved institutions are going through. So if we're to face these futures, we need to confront our past. So we are dedicating this award to everybody who fights authoritarian regimes at home and abroad. Thank you.
Okay, this is not going to be easy. I have 3 paragraphs. I think I will maybe do one. No? I would like to dedicate this award to all my fellow students and professors at the University of Novi Sad who stood up and fought over the past 6 months against the corrupt and criminal regime in Serbia. To all the students and activists who are currently imprisoned or forced into exile. To all the students, professors, and citizens who have been victims of police brutality, physical and psychological abuse, targeted surveillance, intimidation, a smear campaign orchestrated by the regime. And finally, to the 16 people who lost their lives under the newly renovated train station canopy in Novi Sad, an event that triggered this massive anti-government and anti-corruption protest. Their deaths were a result of greed, corruption, and a system of power instrumentalized through an opaque fractal network of contractors, subcontractors, and political economic deals. In this context, I call on all architects, engineers, urbanists, artists, and members of academic community not to collaborate with unjust and corrupt regimes, nor with politicians or companies that engage in exploitative practices for the sake of profit, power, and control. This is not just a call for a boycott, but an open invitation to rethink and reimagine new social, political, and economic systems. Thank you.
Consegna il premio Giorgia Pea.
The award is given by Giorgia Pea. We are at the Golden Lion for the best participation of the international exhibition Intelligens. I invite on stage Valentina Gemignani, Head of Cabinet of the Ministry of Culture. The Golden Lion for the best participation in the international exhibition Intelligens goes to the Canal Café project. I invite on stage the designers Elizabeth Diller, Aaron Betsky, Marzia Chiese, and David Alley. The award is given by Valentina Gemignani.
Motivation for the Golden Lion to Canal Café. Canal Café is a demonstration of how the city of Venice can be a laboratory to speculate how to live underwater while offering a contribution to the public space of Venice. It also invites future speculation about the lagoon and other lagoons. It also represents an important parallel track in the DS&R practice since the very start, one rich in transdisciplinary experimentation. We also, as jury, acknowledge the extraordinary persistence of Canal Café project, which started almost 20 years ago. It's an example that the Biennale can be a long-duration project and go far beyond the event. Please give a very big round of applause to Elizabeth Diller, Aaron Betsky, and Marzia Chiesa.
Well, thank you to the Biennale. Thank you, Carlo, for giving us this great opportunity and to do this project, and for this boundless energy and support for all the architects and everyone that was involved in this, and your fantastic team. A lot of thanks. I also want to thank Aaron Betsky, the collaborating curator, who began this project with us in 2008 when he was the curator of the Biennale. It didn't really make it to the public view, but it finally did. Thank you to the jury, who also has been a great source of inspiration in my life and my work and that of my studio. Thank you for selecting this project among really so many worthy projects. We didn't expect this. Carlo was very determined to reflect the nature of architecture by making sure that we were all teams, like very broad and teams across different disciplines, and not to really identify a piece of work as the work of a single architect. So I want to share this award with all the people that actually made it happen. I want to share this with Natural Systems Utilities, the the engineers of the water purification system, and in particular, Zach Gallagher, who was the lead engineer. Sodai, who was in charge of the physical installation and the management of the testing and the monitoring process of the water system, as well as the approvals process. And Marcia is here to represent all the engineers that worked on this project. Naiho Sauro Industries, who contributed the system design and produced the computer controls to run the eco machine. Our own team, Sean Gallagher, who is the brother of the lead engineer and who really did a lot on this project. David Allen, who's here on stage, and Bryce Soot, who helped to bring this to a reality. Also, I want to thank WeBuild, who supported the project, and Lavasa and Chef David Oldani, who are working on the taste profile of the coffee. So it is an experiment, really in 2 tracks. Personally, I want to share this honor with my partner in life and work, Riccardo Scofidio, who is no longer with us, but very much in the work. This is when I start to break down. Okay. But this is, this project is like an itch that's been waiting to be scratched for 17 years. So we've been, very, very, very lucky to make this happen. It's a laboratory and an espresso bar that demonstrates and to the public in a way that gives them pleasure, right? It's not didactic, it actually is something that you feel and see. It's really about the deepening concerns about water scarcity that's brought on by climate change and overpopulation. We need new and energy-efficient ways of making potable water. When we open the tap in our bathroom, the fresh water comes out. That's a social contract. We expect that, but it's not the same in different parts of the world. And to think about decentralizing purification of water is very, very important. There's no better place than Venice to bring attention to water. It's the source of the city's historical wealth and beauty, but also concerns with pollution and fear of flooding. And it's all exacerbated in an era of mass tourism and, of course, climate change. We wanted to bring awareness to water without being didactic and to point to the problem and give a notion about how to solve it in an energy-efficient way. The project reaches beneath the photogenic surface of the lagoon to collect water, purify it through this hybrid natural and artificial system. It's very much in the context of Carlo's brief. And before our eyes, it's purified and turns into steam and forced through coffee grounds to produce espresso. So the experience is both to produce shock and fear, as well as deep pleasure of drinking the best espresso in Venice. And so it's fantastic to bring this project into fruition now, and it's maybe more important than it was 17 years ago. Thank you.
Siamo alla fine, ma siamo...
We've come to the end. The Golden Lion for the best national participation. And I invite here on stage Francesco Calzavara, Councillor for Budget, Programming and Heritage of the Veneto region. Golden Lion for the best national participation goes to the Kingdom of Bahrain. I invite on stage Sheikh Khalifa Al Khalifa, the Commissioner of Bahrain Authority for Culture and Antiquities, Andrea Faraguna, the Curator, Noura Al Sayeh Holtrop, Vice Commissioner, and Batul Al Sheikh. The President of the jury will read the motivation.
Motivation for the Golden Line to the Kingdom of Bahrain. The pavilion offers viable proposals for extreme heat conditions. As the designers explain in their text, architecture must address the dual challenges of environmental resilience and sustainability, and that so deeply connects, of course, to the topics of Carlos' biennial. The ingenious solution can be deployed in public spaces and also in locations where people must live and work outdoors in conditions of extreme heat. The pavilion uses traditional methods of passive cooling, typical of the region, and also reminiscence of wind towers and shaded courtyards. Please give a very, very big round of applause to Sheikh Khalifa Al Khalifa, Andrea Faraguna, Noura Al Sayeh Holtrop, and Batul Al Sheikh.
Thank you, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon to you all. It gives me great pleasure and honor to receive this award on behalf of the Kingdom of Bahrain. And I'd like to thank La Biennale di Venezia for this opportunity to become a platform of global exchange of ideas and initiatives. And I'd like to thank the jury as well for the acknowledgement, and the team behind me, and who's not present as well, who has contributed to this pavilion through different contributions. As Hans has expressed, the theme of the pavilion, heat wave, is a very relevant subject, not just to Bahrain, but on a global scale. I think the term heat wave is a very common term that we hear in the media, in news, even amongst our conversations at home. It is a stress to our urban centers, to our rural communities. And the pavilion aimed at addressing those issues through an innovative technique, which I'm sure the curator will have a chance to elaborate a bit more on. And again, allow me to thank you all for giving us this opportunity to be on this platform and for this kind acknowledgement. Thank you. Andrea.
Thank you. Thank you, the Biennale. Thank you, the jury. I want to thank you, the Kingdom of Bahrain, the Bahrain Authority for Culture and Antiquities, the Commissioner, His Excellence Sheikh Khalifa Al Khalifa, Noura Al Sayed Olthrop, and Batul Al Sheikh and Sarah Ali. I want to thank, of course, my collaborators and the team at SAB with whom I developed the concept, and the contributors of the exhibition, which are Mario Manotti, who engineered the structure of our pavilion, Alexander Puzrin, Wafa Al-Ghatam, Iman Ali, Laila Al-Shahik, Abdullah Janahi, Maitham Al-Mubarak, and Mohammed Salim. Of course, also the contributors of the publication, which are many, and I want to thank also the graphic designers of our beautiful catalog, Samuel Benziger, Rosario Florio, and Larissa Kasper. Thank you. I want to thank my family, Filippo, Paola, and Lucio. And I want to dedicate this prize to my mentor, Francesco Venezia, who has been my professor at the UAV University in Venice many years ago. And thank you, all of you. Thank you.
La cerimonia è quasi terminata, ma do ancora...
The ceremony is almost over. I pass the floor to Carlo Ratti, who will close this event, and to the President of La Biennale di Venezia.
Please join me with a big round of applause for our amazing jury. Whoa. You know, I owe a big apology to them. I invited them. They came to Venice. They thought it would be a Biennale like it normally is, with like 50, 100, 150 projects to look at. And they ended up looking at over 750 participants over this week. So thank you, Paola. Thank you, Hans Ulrich. Thank you, Mpho.
Mi unisco anch'io.
I join the congratulations and the gratitude for the jury. And grazie, thank you, closes this morning. There is nothing better than crossing the day being grateful. Our gratitude to those who worked and enabled us to realize this extraordinary exhibition. Thank you all. I want to thank the Biennale team. I want to thank the participants. Among the awarded, allow me to open a sensitive subject, the memory of Italo Rota. When everything started, I remember we had this first meeting with Italo Rota, too. And his guidance, the path that never ended is based on his ideas and his suggestions. I want to thank Rolex, our main sponsor. We should organize a party to celebrate the anniversary, the 10th anniversary of collaboration. Rolex has been a sponsor and a partner, and it is the official timepiece of the architecture exhibition. I want to thank the other sponsors: Bloomberg, Vela, Venezia Unica, Hydro, Gruppo Saviola. I want to thank RAI, media partner of our Biennale. I want to thank Consorzio Conegliano Valdobbiadene e Belpoggio. I want to thank the Minister of Culture and the Ministry as a whole, the City of Venice, the Veneto region, the Superintendency for Archaeology, Fine Arts and Landscape. I want to thank our neighbors, the Navy. I want to thank the donors, the institutions and the bodies, both national and international, who have always been present, close to support us for this 19th exhibition. I want to thank the delegations coming from all over the world and who are present here in this room that is so beautiful and so crowded today, so lively, so convinced of the very importance of gratitude. And I want to thank Carlo Ratti, who has been able to build an exhibition that goes beyond what is required: technical expertise, scientific expertise, the competencies that are typical of science, collecting on him the different disciplines that can be considered part of La Biennale di Venezia. Thank you, Carlo, because you have managed to be, from the very first moment when we started this journey together to get here to the exhibition that can speak with numbers, you have managed to be an intellectual reference for all of us. I thank the team of La Biennale with whom I work every day, a work of construction, a work of dialogue and intellectual discussion. I want to thank Roberto Cicutto, who has shared with me the first choices for this exhibition. I have a sheet of paper in front of me, figures. The 2023 edition, in the first days of pre-opening, in the first 2 days of pre-opening, had recorded 12,947 visitors. In 2025, in the first 2 days of pre-opening, we had 17,584 visitors. Go back and visit the exhibition. Please be yeast so that we can have a lot of bread to conquer and convince the wider public of the importance of this exhibition. Thank you.